Am I the asshole for not wanting to close my girlfriend's closet? My girlfriend, 24, a female, and I, 23, male, have been together for almost 3 years now. We get along well and didn't fight much, which is why I'm confused over this situation.
Okay.
Girlfriend lives on her own in an apartment and works full-time, whereas I am still living with my parents until I finish college.
Oh, I wrote this one 2 years ago. Wrote this one last year, sorry.
I was originally planning on moving in with my girlfriend into her apartment once she renews her lease, until we had our disagreement. My girlfriend's place is pretty basic. I guess you can say it's got a quote-unquote modern and minimalist look. That is until you go to her bedroom. There's a lot of these glow-in-the-dark stars all over her closet door and wall.
Awesome.
I know, it's so dope.
That sounds cool shit.
I remember when I asked her about it, she told me that when she was young, she experienced a traumatic event. To help with her anxiety, she placed the stars as a guide to help her see if there was a silhouette either in the front of the door or if the door was open. I don't know if that makes sense. It does.
It does make sense, yeah.
She said she only asked that I keep that door closed, especially at night. I was understandable about the situation. So when I first spent the night over, I made sure to check if the closet was closed while she slept earlier. Months went by and there were instances where I did accidentally forget to close it. She'd wake up the next day and ask me about it. Hey, did you forget to close the door last night? I apologized for it, and she'd say something like, please don't forget next time.
Okay, she's being understandable about this, too. Like, she's like, hey, just, do it next time. That's fair.
I had no problem with it at first, though lately it's been getting annoying.
And this is where it takes a turn, everybody.
Yeah. It felt like that's all she wanted to talk about first thing in the morning. I voiced my feelings on it one day, and she just responded by saying, well, then please close the door. It's not that hard. I sometimes deal with sleep paralysis. I got irritated by that because it felt like she just wanted a reason to nag me.
Whoa, what?
Here we go.
Oh, Christ.
One day I went over to visit her. I decided to purposefully leave the closet door open.
You're an asshole.
While she slept in her bed, while I slept on the living room couch just to see what would happen.
You're a fucking. I'm stopping myself from saying the C word right now because I'm really pissed. I'm really pissed off about this.
Assumed nothing happened since I didn't hear anything. However, the next day when I woke up, she was sitting at the kitchen table looking like she had been crying since her eyes were puffy. Before I could even say a word, she said, I told you many times that I wanted that closet door closed. It's all I ever asked of you, and you can't even do that. Here's where I might be the asshole. I got angry.
What? You did that. This is the consequence.
Yeah.
You're being a fucking dick, and now oh my God, you're a fucking, I am so pissed off. I don't know why this is the one that's really getting at me. But Jesus.
Well, I think it's like just a simple request.
It's
this
the
guy is like,
request, and you're like,
I want to push her boundaries,
Let's do it. Yeah. God.
Okay, here's where I might be the asshole.
Maybe. Hold
on.
Here's
where I might be the asshole. I got angry that she was already nagging me about this first thing in the morning. So I told her that she's a grown woman and I can't rely on some dumb stickers to help her over something that happened to her years ago, and she needed to get over it.
God, if there was a hell, you're going to it. Jesus.
She told me to leave, so I did because I was mad. It's been a week since then. I haven't heard anything from her. I don't want to break up over this, but I want to know if what I said was wrong. My friends and parents are saying my girlfriend is being dramatic.
Well, they're all burning in hell, too. Congrats. You're going to have company.
But I want some unbiased opinions on the subject.
Am I the asshole for calling my daughter's father spineless and his girlfriend creepy over their name choice for their daughter? A little bit of context for you all. I ended up falling pregnant with my 10-year-old daughter during a drunken hookup with a friend in my mid-20s. Not the most glamorous or flattering truth, but it's the truth all the same. When we found out, we decided to keep the child and co-parent while remaining friends. We were never a couple, and we didn't want to be one either. 4 years ago, he began to date his long-term girlfriend, and they moved in together last year. She fell pregnant. I've been supportive to them both as much as I could without crossing any lines. I've encouraged my daughter to help out whenever she's staying with them during the pregnancy and to behave. I've also made it clear that I want the children to have a close relationship despite having different mothers. I've even said that if they were comfortable with it on nights, I have my daughter. On nights I have my daughter. If they ever want time alone, I'll babysit once they have the baby so my daughter can spend time with her sibling.
Okay. How old is the daughter? I'm sorry.
10.
Oh, okay.
All in all, I thought everything was great, and I was excited for my daughter to have a sibling, as she's always wanted one, but I had no interest in having another child. 3 days ago, my friend and his girlfriend had a daughter. They asked me to bring my daughter to the hospital to meet her little sister yesterday, alongside others of the family. So I did exactly that, but when they introduced us to the baby, I was shocked. They named her using my daughter's name.
Oh my god.
She didn't seem to have any issue with this when she introduced the baby bold as brass. My friend seemed uncomfortable and wouldn't look at me directly. I asked them what they were playing at which point my friend's father said he'd take my daughter down to the cafeteria to get something to eat and left with her. My friend told me to calm down and not overreact, while his girlfriend told me she didn't see the issue and it was a pretty name. I asked them if they'd named the baby for my daughter, trying to understand the logic here, but his girlfriend said that no, it was just a pretty name she liked. I then asked if they planned to use a nickname or a middle name when addressing to her on a daily basis, and her response was that she didn't see a need for that.
What? Well, that's confusing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told them that they were being ridiculous and that they couldn't do this. I then told his girlfriend that I found this frankly creepy and told my friend he was being spineless if he was happy to go along with this. He tried to claim our daughter could use a nickname or something.
Oh, shit!
But I shut that down immediately, asking why it was more reasonable for a girl who was used to that name for a decade.
She's used it for 10 years!
To shame her name, compared to a baby who had no concept of what a name was yet, based.
Come on!
His girlfriend told me I was being a bitch talking to her like that after she just gave birth, and asked the nurses to remove me, saying I was being disruptive. Maybe my temper was running a little too hot, though, and I was just too harsh on her when she just gave birth. It's just so fucking weird.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Edit. I'd also like to state, I know that what they want to name their child is their choice. They could have called her Dinosaur for all I care, but this is one name that should be off limits or adjusted. That even having the same surname as they'd have the same father.
Oh yeah, true!
Something about it just felt malicious and deliberate, as if she's trying to replace my daughter and for them both to spring it on us like that at the first meeting. No, that was weird.
Yeah, that
is weird, yeah.
That is fucking weird. I'm the asshole for calling out my ex for publicly dissing me.
Ooh.
This is a 7-year-long saga, starting when I had just graduated high school and ending a few months ago. It's a little long, feel free to edit if you think it's too long, but I think it's worth the read. Back when I, 25 female, was 18, I went on a date with someone, also 18, let's call them Jay. The date was horrible, but because I was 18 and got flustered easily, when Jay asked me if I wanted to be their girlfriend after just one date, I said yes. After a week, Jay told me they loved me, and I decided I'd have enough of that and broke things off. Jay did not take it well, but eventually things died down. Fast forward 2 years, I had not given a single thought to Jay whatsoever. My best friend had started dating a new guy. This guy had been asked to play bass in his friend's band because their previous bassist had been a total asshole and got kicked out. One night, my bestie and I were looking through the Facebook page of her boyfriend's new band, and we made a discovery. The ex-bassist of this band was Jay.
Oh, shit.
We both kind of chuckled at the coincidence, but didn't think much of it. A few days later, I get a frantic phone call from my best friend. Apparently, she had been speaking with the lead singer of her boyfriend's band and mentioned that I had briefly dated their old bassist. After a bit of discussion, they discovered that Jay had grossly exaggerated the nature of our relationship when speaking about it with friends. The rest of the band was under the impression we had some sort of dramatic, lengthy love affair ending with me ripping Jay's heart out because I'd fallen for someone else.
What?
Whoa.
Oh, no. Okay.
A creative. Most importantly, Jay had written a song about me. This is fun.
Oh, shit.
A song that, according to the lead singer, was their band's most popular song and was constantly requested when they played concerts.
What?
Getting rid of the Brit.
Getting rid of the B. She's a GDB.
Okay. So I hang up the phone, pull up SoundCloud, and look at the song.
Of course it's on SoundCloud.
I've never laughed harder in my entire life. Arguably the best thing about dating a musician is the possibility of them writing a song about you.
And writing a fucking diss track.
And it being fucking terrible.
Trash, yeah.
Not only is the song mediocre at best, it's a diss track about me filled almost entirely with lies.
Hell yeah, that's how you write, baby.
You fucking
You know it.
absolutely lie about everything. I'm pretty sure all of the plays on the SoundCloud file are me, because ever since then, I would play the song regularly for my friends who all thought the whole situation was hilarious.
That is pretty funny, honestly.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, that's a pretty funny as fuck. Fast forward another 5 years, I ended up reaching out to Jay because I saw that she came out as a trans woman. Okay. It was something short, just wishing her well. I didn't really expect anything more than a few pleasantries after that. However, I got so much more.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Jay sent me a message saying she owes me an apology and admitted that all those years ago she wrote a song about me and it's never sat right with her. I replied, "Oh, do you mean song title? I've known about that song for years." She was surprised, but I guess unfazed because she then proceeded to, 1, brag about the song.
I made this.
Classic musicianship.
Yeah, no, I made that fucking. That was a good song.
I did this.
I did this.
The horn line was all me in the writing room, LMAO. And 2, just completely dump on me about her drama with the lead singer of this band because he kicked her out. I responded that this didn't sound anything like the apology she claimed she was going to give me. I felt badly she was struggling with one of her friends, but also this wasn't my job to deal with.
Yeah.
And it was shitty of her to pretend to want to apologize to me just so she could brag about her songwriting and complain about our mutual friend.
Fuck yeah, that's how you do it.
Get him. She responded by calling me cold for finding the situation funny. Oh my God. And accused me of twisting the knife by calling her out when she's emotional and still learning.
No, that's not twisting the knife. Twisting the knife is writing into this show.
Yeah, right.
And then playing this.
Yeah. Oh, God. She then blocked me on everything. My friends and I still mostly laugh about the situation because, if I'm being honest, the whole thing seems absurd to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there is a part of me that wonders if Jay was right and that maybe I am cold for finding the situation so funny. Am I the asshole for calling out my ex for publicly dissing me? Am I the asshole for calling out my parents for grounding me after I got kidnapped?
I'm sorry, what the fuck did you say to me? What the fuck did you just say? What words?
Okay.
Is it possible for me to say the words, kid, you need, what?
So I was around the ages of 15 to 16 when one night I was hanging out with 4 of my friends in a car. So me, my ex, 18, Mike, 16, Kelsey, 17, and Hunter, I didn't know his approximate age, but he was not a minor.
Okay. Off to a not great start.
Yeah. We're sitting in the car smoking some herb.
420, bro.
In a driveway of one of my friend's apartments. I suddenly started feeling messed up, like what my friends smoked was more than just herb. My friends decided to go to the next town to get Taco Bell, where I vaguely remember getting cinnamon twists and a Baja Blast. We returned to the very same driveway where we originally smoked, where I suddenly got sick and threw up out the window. As soon as I pulled my head back into the car, I blacked out. Not fully, as I was still able to hear the music in the car, but it felt like I was in a dream. As someone who is now an adult who has dabbled in other substances that alter your inebriation, this felt very different and scary. Looking back on it now, I was definitely dosed, but I don't know what it could have been. Once my head started clearing, I lifted my head to see that we were on the highway passing a sign that said, Albany, X many miles ahead. My so-called friends, without asking me, brought me out of the state to go to Manhattan for the night. These so-called friends had parents who didn't care, but I was the opposite. I knew once my mom found out, all hell would break loose. Begging my friends to bring me home didn't work, as their argument for me staying was that I was already in trouble, therefore I should just enjoy myself.
What the fuck, dude? Holy shit.
They were either too young or too naive to realize that drugging a minor and bringing them out of state is a crime.
How about too sociopathic? How about too psychopathic? How about too, they have something fucking wrong with them and they need to get help?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But I understood and started looking around for police. In my foggy state, I remember that some New York City cops ride horses, so I kept looking for one. I texted my best friend, who is my current long-term boyfriend, about what was happening. He didn't believe me at first until he understood the urgency in my wording. And so this next sentence, I don't really know.
Okay. Let's
I'm
get
not
through
sure.
it.
Okay. He told me to just suck it up and text my parents for help. I think they mean I think they mean he told me to just suck it up and then texted her parents
Oh, okay.
for help. Because, and
Okay, yeah.
I'll see why. Big mistake that may have actually saved me. They started freaking out, demanding I come home and that I was grounded. Explaining the situation as best as I could didn't help them understand that I felt I was in danger. My friends were planning on getting a hotel room where I was going to share a bed with my ex, who at the time was my ex because he was being creepy. Understanding that, I knew that if I had gotten into that hotel room, bad things would have happened. So I started, which is probably the plan.
Yeah.
So I started having a panic attack, freaking out to them that my parents were freaking out. Once I brought up the potential of my parents calling the cops to help me, they immediately turned me around and started walking me towards the parking garage where they left the car. On the way home, they shamed me for ruining their night and being a quote-unquote party pooper because I was quote-unquote scared of my parents. Better to be a party pooper than to, like, get sexually assaulted.
Yeah, like, Jesus. Yes. Yeah, psychopaths. Sociopaths. Yeah, something wrong with them.
They didn't realize I wasn't just afraid of getting in trouble with my parents. I was afraid of them getting arrested for taking a minor out of state. Back then, as a young teen, I shouldn't have been worried about them getting in trouble as much as I did. As an adult, I see what they did was wrong, illegal, and shown that I wasn't a friend in their eyes.
Yeah. That's trafficking, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
Once I got back home, I was immediately grounded, and my phone and laptop were confiscated. Their argument for grounding me was, it wouldn't have happened if you didn't get in the car. It made me so mad they were blaming me for something out of my control. My non-tech savvy parents didn't realize I could connect through Facebook on the internet browser on my Nintendo DS.
Hell yeah.
Fucking awesome. To which I used to contact my friends to beg them to tell my parents what happened. They all obviously refused to say anything out of fear of retaliation from my parents. All except Mike, the only one who saw that I was upset in New York, comforted me and told me nothing would happen on his watch. One day, Mike happened to be at the grocery store where he saw my stepdad shopping. Once he informed him about the night's events, my stepdad returned me home and immediately gave me all my stuff back.
That's good. At least Mike fucking helped. But like, Jesus.
He recognized the position I was in and apologized for treating me like I was the one who was in the wrong. I yelled at them for victim blaming me and told them how upset I was that the reaction to me being brought without my knowledge consent to another state in the middle of the night was to yell at me and demand I come home like I had the full ability to. I was an unlicensed minor who was slightly inebriated from an unknown substance. The only help I thought I could get was from police. I was upset they didn't try to help me get home. Obviously, my parents were just upset in the moment, but their response made me feel like they didn't worry about my safety. But they did, they just didn't know how to express it with the sudden knowledge that their oldest is in a different state. I feel bad for yelling at them because they were dealing with emotions of the situation differently from what I expected. But at the same time, I feel they should have been more proactive in getting me home safe.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know.
They fucked up.
Yeah, they fucked up pretty big. Am I the asshole for calling the C word to my future sister-in-law after she tried to gain sympathy with my miscarriage?
Okay. All right, let's go.
I'm sorry if this seems all over the place. I'm just so mad that everyone is siding with her. My future sister-in-law, Ella, 30F, is your typical annoying, bubbly girl. She is always happy and smiling, quote, caring and compassionate.
Oh, what a bitch.
Yeah, already in quotes, caring and compassionate.
Yeah.
My brother, 37 male, is foolishly in love with her, and it seems like the rest of my family is wrapped around her finger.
Foolishly? Wrapped around? Okay.
My brother and I, 34 female, grew up very close. When we were 10 and 7 years old, our father passed away, and our mother, 69 female, struggled as a single mother until she met our stepfather, 65 male, who is truly an amazing person. They had our little brother, 28 male, who happens to be Ella's best friend and the reason she met our brother. 28 days ago, my husband, Mark, 34 male, and I tragically lost our pregnancy at 22 weeks. It was devastating then, and it still is. I haven't been ready to talk to my therapist about it yet. This was our first pregnancy that progressed this far, so we were filled with hope. Since the loss, I made it clear that I didn't want to talk to anyone and that I didn't want any visits. However, Ella kept sending deliveries of food every now and then with stupid-ass messages like, quote, you are cared for, and, quote, we're here for you, thinking of you. It infuriates me to hear Mark commenting on how nice and thoughtful she is.
Yeah,
Okay. Why? Okay.
Last night, she asked me if she could come over with my mom and brothers to quickly discuss something about their wedding. She apologized, saying she knew it wasn't the right time, but the wedding is only a month away, and this conversation couldn't be delayed any longer. In essence, Ella wants to postpone the wedding for another 6 months. It is a small affair hosted at a friend's place, and since she briefly explained the situation, the vendors are willing to change the date at a minimal cost. To paraphrase her, she said, quote, "I don't feel this is the best time to have a wedding. I really want you at my wedding party, and I suspect you won't want to be around people asking you what happened, as if she knows what I want or don't want." Of course, everyone started going off about such a great idea, and how sweet that was of her moving a special date for her just to, quote, accommodate me. What made me snap was what she said next. Quote, "Whenever you feel up to it, we could have a girl's day to get you a new dress. Mine was pinks made specifically to fit my growing bump." I screamed at her that she was a C word for looking for sympathy at my expense, that I hoped my brother and everyone else could see her for the conniving and manipulative piece of work that she was.
Jesus.
That the only girl's time I wanted to have is with my beloved girl that isn't with us anymore. All of them were stunned as she ran out crying. My brother told me to seek therapy, and mom and little bro just left. This morning, my husband told me that while he understood and shared my grievance, I shouldn't lash out on innocent people, that she only wanted to help.
Yeah.
So Reddit, am I the asshole? So, do you want one piece of information that got left out but was in the comments?
Yeah.
Sister-in-law also had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for referring to my son's wedding reception as a barbecue?
This one, I've just heard the title. It makes me laugh because, like, what are you doing? What do you mean?
My son and his partner, both of whom are in their early 40s, were married on Friday. They decided to have a very simple courthouse wedding with only a select few close family members in attendance, followed by a backyard barbecue reception at their home with more friends and extended family invited.
So you're still calling it a barbecue?
In the post, yes. Yes.
Wow, okay. Do you really believe this was a barbecue?
Deep-seated, yeah.
Yeah.
Leading up to their event, I had misplaced the date a couple times as my phone calendar has been acting up and not syncing with my computer, which was the device I had used to input their wedding. Due to this, I had a few times accidentally went to make other plans for this weekend before being corrected.
Lady.
Erroneously, I responded I'd forgotten about their little barbecue get-together and I would change my other plans.
Little barbecue get-together.
Again, my phone calendar had not been populating from my computer. Additionally, unlike with my daughter's wedding where I was very involved, my son and his partner wanted everything to be understated and simple, so I had no involvement in planning.
So this is retaliation.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, okay.
They have been partners close to 20 years at this point, and I consider them basically married for all intents and purposes. I am finding, however, now that the event is over, my daughter has told me she didn't like the way I spoke about the wedding or reception. In particular, she did not like that I referred to their party as a barbecue, apparently. I find that since their father and I divorced, that all the fault lies with me and my children's eyes. I wasn't aware of any offense, but my son will never tell me when he is upset and prefers to more or less ignore me half the time. I'm still not sure what social faux pas I made with the younger crowd this time. Perhaps nothing in my family in particular is sensitive. Of course, I will apologize to my son if he took any offense.
Just your son?
Yeah, apparently a daughter. Fuck her.
Fuck her, I guess. Yeah. What the hell?
Am I the asshole for telling my stepmom she is no better than the girls who tormented her in high school? I, 24 female, believe my stepmom, married to my dad, is a narcissist.
Okay.
Growing up, she used to always find creative ways to backhandedly put me down and compare me to my bio cousin and her nephews. This cousin of mine is like the golden child in her eyes. She can do absolutely no wrong whatsoever. I was always told I had to be more like her and less like myself. As a result, I was always increasingly self-conscious and embarrassed of failure. This past Thanksgiving, I went home to visit all of them, and cousin decided to come up since she is in nursing school close by. The whole time my family is fawning over her in front of me like she's the next coming of Christ, yet nobody bothers to acknowledge me. I currently am in graduate school for math, yet cousin being a nurse tastes the cake, I guess. Shrug emoji. The night before Thanksgiving, we were all hanging out in the kitchen while stepmom begins kissing my cousin's donkey once again, this time claiming she'll make so much money. She then turns to me and says, "Too bad you'll never make as much as her in your lifetime."
Oh my god.
I explained that most professors make well into the six-figure range in my department, which is true because I've seen the numbers myself, and she just keeps gaslighting me, telling me I'm wrong. I told her it's absolutely ridiculous that she's comparing us by money and not by the fact that we want to help people through important professions. I then got fed up after everyone just blankly stared at me and no one called stepmom out for being a bully.
Yeah.
So I went upstairs to continue working on my schoolwork. Later, stepmom comes up and smugly asks if she can help me. I told her nope and continued back to my work. She then stands there and starts instigating a fight, claiming that I treat my dad like shit and that I'm being disrespectful. I told her she embarrassed me in front of my family and ruined yet another visit for me. I then called her a bully to her face and told her she is no better than those girls who tormented her throughout high school if she even thinks her behavior toward me is acceptable. She seemed stunned at my statement and ran downstairs crying like a baby.
Yeah, okay.
Now here's why I think I may be the asshole. My stepmom was horribly bullied by the other girls at her school growing up. They used to stuff dead animals in her parents' mailbox and call her vulgar names like slut, for example.
Holy shit.
I don't think it's fair she's taking this pain out on me since I absolutely had nothing to do with it, but am I the asshole for making this comparison? Am I the asshole for trying to calm myself under stress? All right, everyone, put a vote down in the comments below.
What do you think it is?
Is it A, by playing Tears of the Kingdom on
on
the
my
Switch? B, jerking off in the hospital next to my wife? Or C, it's B, because I couldn't come up with a third one.
D, it's B.
It's B.
I was gonna say D, all
D,
the way
all the above.
above.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. My wife was in the hospital having emergency surgery.
Oh my god.
And I watched porn while she was recovering in the hospital. I was in the same room with her and she was asleep and had no idea. I got horny and needed to take care of it. She obviously couldn't help me out with that.
Oh my god, dude.
I ended up telling her after she asked me about something unrelated. I misunderstood what she said and basically ended up telling on myself. She is so mad and says that she is heartbroken.
Okay.
I didn't do anything wrong. Why is she so angry? I was stressed out and needed a release. And
not even in like the bathroom?
Not
just like
even in the
next
bathroom.
to your wife?
Next to my emergency surgery just had wife.
Just like anyone could walk in on you?
Yeah.
You're a little kinky boy. Like, shut up.
And my favorite phrase to say at the end of these, that's the end of the post. There's no more, there's no other explanation.
I'm the asshole for canceling my plans with my girlfriend because she got upset with me over a joke.
Ooh. Well, it was just a joke, so.
That's literally his entire defense.
That's called it. So smart.
My girlfriend and I had plans to pick strawberries this morning. I wanted to show her a movie last night, and there was a scene that I knew she wouldn't find funny, and I thought about skipping it, but decided to show her anyways.
Okay.
I told her if she didn't like the movie, she could say so, and we would watch something else. Some context, my girlfriend is a black woman, and I myself am mixed, half black, half white.
Okay, all right.
There was a scene where Serena Williams was played by a man and being overly aggressive to a white woman. I laughed because I thought it was hilarious, and she did not. She made a comment that they didn't have to portray Serena as a man, and I told her to lighten up because it was just a joke. She started to tell me that it wasn't a joke for her and explained why she didn't find it funny, but I just cut her off because it wasn't that serious to me. She told me that she felt it was an overused joke and that it had implications for her life, but I believe in the freedom of jokes, and anything can be a joke if it's set up right. She asked me to change the movie, and I told her she was being lame over a joke.
You offered, though, to fucking say that you changed the movie.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, guess what, fuckface? You gotta fucking respect You made the rule. Fucking follow it.
Dude, and that's even by Reddit standards, and everyone's mad at him. And you know they wouldn't be if he didn't initially say that. They'd be like, well, whatever, she's taking a joke wrong.
Broad can't take a joke.
But because there's a boundary, and he crossed it, now it's a bad.
Now Reddit's like, yeah, you know, and that sucks too. It should have just switched it anyway.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it sucks that Reddit was like, well, actually, you did say
That's
to do it.
That's not the real issue
That's not
here.
the real issue here, no. But your issue is you don't respect your girlfriend.
Every group of people have different jokes about them, and I see this as no different. I turned around and told her I wanted to leave and not come back because I'm not sure if I can be with someone who can't take a joke.
Too challenging for you.
Too challenging for you?
James Acaster, ladies and gentlemen. God, Christ almighty.
What a
When you think you're fucking Ricky Gervais, not even like a good comedian.
what,
Like,
what a
fucking-
little coward.
yeah, what a little coward. Like, leave and never come back.
One conflict, one tiny
One conflict,
conflict,
and you're like, get the fuck out of my house.
and you knew it was going to happen,
And you also
and you
were
did
like,
it anyway.
Yeah, and you were like, well, let's play it by ear.
She got upset with me and started going on about stereotypes and how she's had her womanhood questioned because she was black. That sucks. I told her black women weren't the only people who had stereotypes against them, and that I'm not going to change what I think is funny because she can't take a joke. I started to ignore her and go to sleep.
Yap, and sleep into it. You know what I mean? God,
Yeah.
what a dick.
Yeah, what a piece of shit. Before I went to sleep, she asked if I wouldn't leave in the morning. I told her I wouldn't just so she would leave me alone. We woke up this morning and she didn't mention anything. She tried to kiss me and say good morning, but I was still upset. I can't understand why she made such a big deal. I started to pack up my stuff to leave and told her I didn't want to be around her right now and that we couldn't pick strawberries today.
God.
She told me she wanted to move past it and just go about the day as normal, but I told her it was her fault because she couldn't take a joke.
But you were the one that tried to go past it in the first fucking place. Wait.
Exactly. Yeah.
And now she's like,
Because
finally...
she didn't give him the reaction that he wanted. Now he's...
Wow, what a little baby.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She got upset again and said that I was making the decision to not move on from it and said I was being an asshole because I wouldn't let it go. Correct?
Yeah.
I feel like she's trying to change me in what I think is funny, and I'm not going to stand for it.
This
So
broad is trying to make me a better person. How dare she? Absolute C word.
Yeah. So I am asking, am I the asshole for canceling my plans on her because she got upset over a harmless joke?
She got what?
And am
Now
I the
you're the one
asshole for
upset.
finding the joke funny?
Am I the asshole for calling my friend a pick-me?
Oh, yay.
I, 20 female, am friends with Anna, 21 female. We've been close since 9th grade and have always been friends since then. Anna and I are book nerds. At least Anna used to be. We bonded over several of our favorite authors and libraries were our hangouts. Anna became less and less into books when she started dating her current boyfriend. They've been together for 2 years, and I'm happy for them, but I'm also wary of him sometimes.
Okay.
Anna is a gamer now because of her boyfriend. He introduced her to Overwatch, and she got addicted for weeks. Then they tried playing other games like Fortnite, Valorant, Nintendo games. You know all those.
I do know all those. You're right.
Which is fine, but then Anna started getting into the frankly misogynistic gamer girl aesthetic. She sent me pictures of her gaming PC that she entirely built herself and just spent money on expensive figures and decorations for it.
Oh.
It's also all pink.
Oh, cute.
She bought pink mice and now has a collection of pink keyboards. She also changed her avatars on Discord to anime or video game avatars.
Okay.
She seemed really into the aesthetic of girls who are pressured into a super feminine role as a gamer.
What? Okay. She could just like pink.
I started wondering if her boyfriend is pressuring her into that role, so I reached out and let her know that it's still okay to still love books and you don't have to be those gamer girls who are just obsessed with pink. She said that she just has new hobbies right now, but she still loves books and she doesn't mind hanging out with me. I told her I'm sad she doesn't hang out anymore because it feels like her boyfriend is just forcing her to play games. She got really defensive and said her boyfriend has helped her get really good at games and build her gaming aesthetic. Though TBH, I don't get those gaming aesthetics where you spend $1,000 on decorations, posters, and parts inside of a PC that you're never going to even use. I said that it feels like she's contributing to a misogynistic image of female gamers, and it feels pick-me-ish.
What?
She responded by calling me a judgmental asshole and that she can invest in any hobby she wants. Am I really the asshole? She was never super into pink or interacting with guy gamers online in Discord 24/7, so it comes off as pick-me to me.
Well, how is that pick me? Is that pick me?
I don't think that's pick-me.
I've lost the plot on what is pick me anymore. So like, what was misogyny? Like, did she start saying women gamers suck, or is it just that she has a pink computer?
I don't know. I really don't know, and this is where I'm like really like, because I can understand like being wary, and like I think there are like, you know, I can understand being wary. I think it's another thing to just be immediately like pick me.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Because also, isn't pick me behavior supposed to imply that like you're trying to be a pick me to get into a relationship? Though I feel like, isn't that what that was all about?
Yeah, like men should pick me.
Yeah.
Right.
But in reality, the boyfriend, they got together while she was into books.
I'm gonna be fucking completely honest, dog, and I'm gonna be so fucking real right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna be so fucking real
All
with you
right.
right now,
This is
and this
Sarah's
is
be
gonna
real
explode
moment.
your minds.
Okay.
All of you, all right?
Yeah.
This is gonna explode your fucking mind.
Yeah.
I think the concept of a pick-me is misogynist.
I get it. I get it. I'm the asshole for calling my mom disrespectful.
Probably not.
A few months ago, I found out that my mom is homophobic and, most of all, transphobic. She constantly dead names my friends and family and insists on me outing people who aren't ready for that yet or would rather come out themselves. I constantly tell her how rude that is and disrespectful, but she keeps pushing that aside what I'm saying just to get her point across that doesn't even make sense. She's tried comparing me, quote, forcing her to, quote, believe in the non-binary community to if she were to force me to be Muslim and me not want to be.
It's not comparable.
That's not comparable at all. Non-binary isn't something to believe in, it's something to accept.
Yeah,
It's not some kind of religion, yeah. She also hates how I'm always giving her, quote, a look when she uses dead names instead of the name they go by. This is a little goofy. Never mind. You're...
This one's funny.
Then she tells me how she's older, not from my generation, so she doesn't understand this kind of stuff. But when I try to explain it to her in the calmest way possible, she doesn't listen. Calls me disrespectful for, quote, telling her what to do / quote, believe in. End of story. That's it. That's the end.
So funny.
Not the asshole. What the fuck?
Your mom is queer.
You gotta, yeah.